Hey everyone, welcome to Reddit Readout. Today we are checking out Am I the A-hole? Story 1. WIBTA. If I gave my classmates an ultimatum to decide something important. I, 22F, am the class president of my degree's promotion. We are in the process of deciding when to do the photo session for a graduation memorabilia, and despite I asked them a few times during the last few months, but they have given me only an approximate date. Now, they want to do it on February. But no matter how many times I ask them, they tell me there's still time. This gets me seriously pissed off, and I'm planning on giving them an ultimatum: either y'all choose a day before the week ends, or I'll choose one myself. However, if I chose the date myself, they'll start ranting on me about how this isn't how it's done, or I haven't taken them into account. Also, if I give them an ultimatum, they'd also roast me as well. But I'm getting seriously tired. If they weren't to answer, I'd give them an ultimatum because it's a very important item. So, WIBTA. Story 2. AITA. For being angry. So this is gonna sound bad, but I live with my ex still right now, but we have been broken up for a while now and I'm looking for a new place, but at the same time I'm still helping with all bills here. We both made a deal that neither of us would bring someone in, that we would be doing anything without of respect for the other. So last night I was staying up late to make sure she was okay and got home safe, but came home with someone that used to be a good friend of mine and her good friend's ex-BF. And said he's staying the night because he walked me home. Would have been nice to be messaged saying hey, I'm bring a friend over for the night, which I would have been okay with, but no, and then find out he stays in my old room with her and I can hear things going on and whispers when I'm on a video call with a close friend spending time with them. But yet I'm the asshole for not wanting nothing to do with her today because of last night, and I even said today I would like to talk to her about some things, and now the guy is here again spending the night. Like, WTF is this BS? I don't know what to do anymore, and we have a damn child together. I don't want them seeing their mother acting like this. Story 3. AITA. Because I don't want travel with my boyfriend for his sister's graduation. I, 24F, have just told my BF, 25M, that I don't want to travel with him for his sister's graduation. I will be paying for my ticket and expenses in the country on my own, and because I've been there already, I'm not particularly excited to go. He's excited to have me experience this country because his extended family is there, as well as have me included in a big milestone for his family. I understand that, but ultimately, this is an expense I'll incur on my own and I don't want to. Honestly, I could probably travel to 2 other countries with the same money, and I'd much rather do that, which is what I told him. He's told me I'm selfish for not wanting to be included and for not wanting to be there with him. Am I the asshole for saying I don't want to travel with him? Story 4. AITA. For wanting my mom to be with me during the birth of my firstborn. My mom has been waiting for a promotion for years. She recently got word that she is in the running for the post finally. I am due next month and live in a different country. We agreed early throughout the pregnancy that she would be there for my birth, as culturally the mother's mom does quite a bit for her and the baby in the first few weeks of following birth. My dad and brother are totally against her traveling, saying that I'll be fine and that I will do okay without her, that I won't die without her, and if I do, what could she do even though she was there? It has really hurt me, to be honest, and I never realized how twisted my brother and dad thought. They believe that this promotion is more important than my situation. I honestly just want my mom here with me. I don't have other family members on my side in the country I reside in. My husband's family is great, but I really would love my mom to be there. My mom wants to travel to be there with me but is being threatened by my dad. He has repeatedly told her that he's warning her not to travel and that this promotion is more important. She is stressed out about it, to the point where she is contemplating going with his wishes to appease him, and that hurts me. I am wanting to confront him about it. He does not know that I know all this is going on, but I'm worried that I'm not there to handle the reaction that'll come my mom's way. AITA. For wanting my mom to be there for me. I don't think that her being away from work for a few weeks will hinder her chances for promotion. Thanks for reading. Story 5. AITA. For thinking my girlfriend gave me an STD. Before me and my girlfriend were dating, I contracted gonorrhea. I was traveling in Asia and my then not girlfriend came out to meet me. 3 days after she arrived I went to the hospital and got diagnosed with gonorrhea. Average time men show symptoms is 2 to 5 days. 9 days before she arrived I got a happy ending massage, touched the woman's boobs and ass cheeks before touching my own penis again, used their shower etc. nothing else. I also shared a nitrous oxide balloon with a Russian man who had just had oral sex with a ladyboy, where worry of HIV came from. If I had got gonorrhea from that, I found out about the ladyboy after I had shared the balloon. Me and my girlfriend both got treated. She said she didn't do anything with anyone, we'd been casually dating but not official for about 4 months. The reason I care is because I thought I had HIV for about 2 months after that, and if she was the one to give it to me, she'd have let me spiral and go into the darkest place I've ever been, from not saying anything. Doctors at the time said it was possible because my symptoms were so similar and I'd caught gonorrhea, so they were waiting for the 90-day period. Any opinions? Story 6. AITA for charging one of my sons more rent than the other. For the last 12 years I have been renting a nice 4-bedroom house. When I first moved in, I had 5 of my children living with me, 1 6F, 1 4M, 1 3M, 3F, 1F. My oldest daughter moved out at 19 and my oldest son moved out when he was 21. Before he moved out, he had been contributing financially to the household as he had been working full-time since finishing high school. After he left home, I ended up renting his room out to my niece and she was living with us up until a few months ago. I was unsure about what to do once she moved out. My 2 options were finding a new tenant, preferably family/friend, or moving to a cheaper 3-bedroom rental. I was discussing over the phone with my son, and he told me he would move in. He's lived pretty nomadically the last 5 years, living in a converted van and picking up odd jobs all around the country. He already stated he would like to move back to town at least for a year and decided he might as well now while I have the spare room. I charged him the same rent I charged my niece, $600/month. This obviously includes all the utilities as well as shared food. He got a new job straight away after moving back to town and had 0 issues with the amount of rent I charged him. That was until he found out I was only charging his brother $300/month. My youngest son has autism. He is high functioning and works 24 hours a week. $300 is roughly 1/4 of his monthly earnings after tax. My older son doesn't think it's fair his brother is paying less just because he's autistic. He thinks that they should be paying the same amount. His says either I should charge him less or his brother more. He refuses to accept my reasoning of why I charge his brother less. Due to his special needs his future is more uncertain than his brother's. He has a job now that was specifically recruiting special needs adults, he would struggle to get other jobs that aren't a part of these programs. This job may not last forever and as other jobs aren't guaranteed I try to get him to save a good portion of his wages. On top of this, we have found full-time work doesn't work for him. When he first got this job, it was full-time, and he really struggled. Beforehand he had worked part-time and attended community college part-time. His employers adapted for him and reduced his hours to what they are now, 6 hours x 4 days, and it's been perfect for him. I would charge my other son less if I could afford to but we need the money. $600 is roughly 1/4 of my older son's monthly salary but it would be half of his brother's. Is this not technically fair in its own way? But my son has been unhappy with me since he found out. I understand why he's upset as he's spent his whole life seeing his brother being treated differently. Am I being the asshole? Story 7. AITA for questioning my handyman charging me for repairing his own work. Handyman fixed our dryer in October. During that time, he knocked out the water tube to the washing machine. Next time we did laundry we got water damage to our ceiling below the laundry. He effusively apologized and said he would make us whole after it dried. We said it was fine as long as he fixed it. Cut to today when we finally got back on his calendar, and he sends us a $500 bill for it. AITA for questioning the bill? Clarification: when we said it is fine, we told him that we wanted it fixed, but it didn't have to be a top priority, and he did not have to get his insurance involved as he offered. We just said we wanted it fixed eventually, to which he said, of course I will make you whole. Story 8. AITA for asking my dad to stop making the same old jokes. This might be quite mundane, but it's been something that's been bothering me for years. I, 22F, have been vegan, I know, for almost 10 years. It helped me out of a difficult medical situation and I honestly just haven't felt the need to change my diet since. I cook for myself where necessary and generally don't mention it to people unless they ask. Now, my dad, 50M, is an avid meat eater. He used to be so proud of me for eating steak. Obviously, he did not take my diet change well. For almost 10 years he has been hostile about it, and continuously makes jokes about it in front of his and my friends, without me even mentioning my diet. Last night at dinner with some of my parents' friends, he made more than 10 totally out of context jokes about me being vegan, including saying I'm dumb for doing it, I'll need to find a rabbit to date because I only eat rabbit food, etc. No one was talking about me being vegan, I ate the same sides as everyone else, just replaced the fish they were having with a soy patty. No one laughed, but he kept making the jokes to the point it made me uncomfortable. This morning I brought this up to him, saying I had asked him many times to stop making these. Story 9. AITA for crude writing pertaining to my mother. I, M20, want to keep this as short as possible. Firstly, whenever I get angry I just write as a therapy. Specifically when angry at people as to not say anything I'd deeply regret. Recently my mom and I got into a heated argument that I decided to walk away from and write my anger out in my personal notebook. Yesterday while I was out she texts me with a ripped out page from my journal showcasing some things I had written. I admit I called her a bitch in writing. Yes, I understand I shouldn't ever call my mother things like that. But this notebook is always tucked under my mattress, meaning she was not only searching my room, but doing a complete investigative swoop to have found something under the mattress. Say what you will about living under their roof, but that journal is my personal property and there are many things I write in there that I wouldn't even let my closest friends see. So AITA? That's all for today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.